So today, hot off the presses, like 2 years in the making, I wanted to share with you my journey to becoming a work-at-home mom. Hey mamas, this is Lyssah here with Mama Wears Many Hats. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I am so glad you're here. If it's your first time here, or if you're fairly new, or if you've just been checking us out, not sure if you really wanted to have the YouTube commitment, but you're ready to take that plunge, go ahead and hit subscribe. Hit like if this is a video that resonates with you, and make sure to ring that bell so you know when new videos are coming out. Today I'm doing something a little different. I know I've been doing a lot of grocery hauls, and that's really because I have fun doing them. As we've been sticking to our new budget, I really wanted to have motivation, and I found that I really enjoy those kind of videos. So it's been a great start. Today I'm doing something a little different. I really want to step a little more towards my goal of this channel, which is offering moms encouragement, of being there, supporting you guys, and showing you what has worked for me, what hasn't worked for me, allowing you to learn from my mistakes and from things that have gone well, letting you know that you're not in this journey alone. So today, hot off the presses, like 2 years in the making, I wanted to share with you my journey to becoming a work-at-home mom. Now, caveat and disclaimer, I don't think there's anything wrong with moms wanting to work outside the home. There are days I definitely want to work outside the home. I don't, so you gotta roll with that. But I am so grateful that we live in a day and age where women are able to pursue their passions. And so, so if you are a mom who works from an office, if you are a mom who has a career and that is something that you are passionate about, I support you 100%, and I am so glad that you are doing that. I hope that through the things that I put out, you're able to birth beauty in that arena, that you know that you are called for such a time as this, and that you are equipped to do what is inside you to do. If you're a mom though that maybe has had a similar journey to me, where you out of necessity have to work because you have to bring in an income, I want to share with you my journey to becoming a work-at-home mom. When I started this journey a few years ago, my son was a year old and I was expecting my second. After I had had my son, I'd been very blessed to be able to have a full maternity with him, going back to a company that I loved. We in the beginning were able to have my mother-in-law watch him for a day, my mom watch him for a day, and we had an amazing girl from our youth group who had graduated who was watching him the other 3 days. So for the first 8 months of his life, I was really grateful that he was able to have a lot of one-on-one attention. At about 8 months, our nanny was getting ready to start college, which we were so excited for, but that meant we had to start him in daycare. Starting him in daycare, we found a great place. The place was brand new in a more affluent neighborhood near us. It was 3-star rated. They had an app. It was super great. And they were actually a partner with the company that I worked for. So working there, I got a 10% discount. It still was $900 a month to have him in full-time daycare. So fast forward, we find out we're pregnant with a second, and we realized that even with the discount, all that kind of stuff, after we had our second, I was going to be going back to work to pretty much pay for daycare and only bring in a part-time income after that, which didn't make sense, especially as someone whose heart has always been to be home with their kids. Again, I think it's great. I totally support moms who are in the workforce by choice or by necessity. For me, I've always known that helping to raise my children and be home and be a support to my husband was part of what I'm wired to do. That's not everyone's thing, and that's totally cool. Some days I wish that wasn't my thing too, but it is. And on that note, Milo, so I'm gonna be having a buddy here while I do story time. All right, for those of you who maybe haven't seen one of my earlier videos, this is my third. This is Milo Paxton. And he's going to join us. He was asleep in the living room and he has woken up now. So don't mind the bald dome right there. But this is, hey, real life, working from home, being home with your kids. You got to find a time. And when you have a 4-month-old, it's not like you can really wait till night and hope that's going to be enough. So anyway, back to story time with Lyssah. So once I realized that I was going to be working full-time hours, not seeing my kids for more than about an hour and a half a day, if I was lucky during the week, and then only bringing in a part-time income, it was like, what was the point? What was the point of doing that if there was an option for me to do something from home where I'd be able to have my kids with me, pay for one-off daycare or childcare as I needed it, and be able to do something that gave me more flexibility, be able to have more of a presence with my family. Because again, an hour and a half a day wasn't scratching that mom itch that I had. So I ended up kind of researching. I did the thing we all do. I Googled work at home jobs for moms. And I learned that there was this thing called a virtual assistant, which was right up my alley because I had been in administrative positions since I was 17. In my first take, which I'm not using, I actually tried to math that out, and I'm not going to do that. Just know that it's 15 plus years. And it's something that I've done. I've supported VPs of banking organizations. I've supported executive directors of technology. I've supported 4 people at once, and that has just always been what I've done. So it made sense to me to try and make that my first plan of action for a work-at-home option. I went ahead and purchased Gina Horkey's course, 30 Days or Less to Virtual Assistant Success. I'm trying to say that fast. 30 days or less to virtual assistant success. And I'll go ahead and link that down there. So if any of you are thinking that might be a good fit for you, you could check it out. It was really helpful for me because it basically walked you step by step on, hey, apply for an EIN. Hey, here's how you set up your banking account. Hey, this is what you're gonna need to do. Here are some services you can offer. It was really step by step, and it was great. So I went ahead and went through that course, and then I don't know if anyone else is a procrastinator like me, but then I did nothing with it. And finally I was like, I am gonna be going home when I have my next baby. I have to start doing something. So just to kind of like kick myself in the butt, I went ahead and dropped into a Facebook group that my church has, which is kind of like Craigslist, where people like sell stuff or say they need help moving or whatever. And I just threw in there, I said, hey, some of you guys don't know, I'm an assistant by day, and I have actually started working to become a virtual assistant. So I'm taking on a new client. If you are interested, please message me. I didn't have rates, I didn't have anything. I was just trying to get myself moving. Within 15 minutes, I had a call from someone from my church saying, hey, what are your rates? I'm interested, I'm looking for somebody. And so I started working with him. He has a property management company, and it was a great opportunity. I learned so much, and it was great to be able to do that on the side, something that was fairly flexible that allowed me to get my feet wet in the virtual assisting world. So if it's something that you think might be a good fit for you, I would highly recommend do the research now, get started now. A lot of virtual assisting stuff you can do on the side, and you can kind of have it as a side hustle. So if debt is something you're trying to pay off, any of those kind of things, if this is something that's up your lane, you can totally start that while you have a full-time job. Anyway, so I started making $100, $150 a month with this client, and then fast forward, December 25th, 2017, my daughter is born. Now, I had already talked with my leaders, and my company had an amazing policy that they would rather know you're not coming back from maternity leave than you go on maternity leave and then just not come back. So I was able basically to say goodbye before I gave birth to my daughter and head back and have a full 3 months maternity leave. Because again, great company. I know this isn't the case for most people, and so please hear me and say I know that every journey is different. This is just my personal journey. So I had my daughter, went from having 1 baby to 2 babies. And I decided to take the first 4 weeks and just kind of let myself adjust, let myself heal, all that kind of stuff. So as I was coming towards the end of that, I honestly was looking and I was starting to get anxious, like, what am I doing? I'm not going to be able to do this. And I just kind of had a throw my hands up in the air moment. And I was like, God, if this is what I'm supposed to do, you're going to have to make it work, because I have these resources. I know how to go and look for clients and do all this. I've put together my website. I've done this, but I'm scared. And here's the thing. I don't know what your personal beliefs are, and those are totally your thing, and that's totally cool. As a person of faith, a believer, I knew this was something that I didn't have to carry by myself. And so I was just like, I'm putting this on you, God. You've got to come through. So around this time, as I'm getting ready to start looking for clients, there was someone that I was actually on their email list. I know we've all done it where you sign up for like a freebie, or there's someone that you really like, a podcaster, a blogger, whatever the case is, and you sign up for their email list. So I'd done that with this individual, and he sent out an email saying, hey, we're looking for a new executive assistant for our team. If you are interested in assisting us virtually, apply here. And I was like, yes. So I applied. I really appreciated his voice, his brand, what they do. And so I reached out. A couple days later, I got contacted by his business manager, had an interview, got hired. It was great. Started out 15, 20 hours a week, and it was amazing. It was so encouraging because here I was still having 2 months of leeway, and I've already got my first main, anchor client. A couple weeks later, I had a friend who had started her virtual assisting journey at a similar time. She had a client who was looking for email management, which really wasn't a service she was offering. And so she was like, hey, would you want to do this? And I was like, yes. So she connected with him, interviewed, talked, saw we'd be a good fit, and I had my next client. And so by the time my 3 months of maternity was up, I actually had a fully booked clientele. In 30 hours, 25 to 30 hours a week, I'd replaced my income that I was making essentially working a 9 to 5, or well, in my case, 7:30 to 4:30. And I was home with my kids, and what I was doing I could do at night, I could do during nap time, it was great. There was very little items that I couldn't do in those times where my kids were cooperating and sleeping, and then after they went to bed or my husband was home with them. So it was amazing. I went from being like, how are we going to afford having 2 kids and daycare and all this stuff, to actually being able to be home and be around my children and be present for them. And it was awesome, and it has been awesome. And now 2 years later, we upped the ante, and we've got our third. And that is going to be a whole nother story, because after having my third, the game plan had to change again. And if that's anything I've learned in this journey of coming to work at home, it is that there is so much that you are in control of, and there's so much that you're not in control of, and you have to know your limits, and you have to know what you are able to do and what you're not able to do, for your sake, for your client's sake, for your family's sake. And so I'll share that on another video. If you'd want to hear about learning to flex and flow with more kids and working at home, let me know in the comments. And again, we're going to have more videos on this. So if a work at home journey is something that's interesting to you, if managing a busy life and trying to do all those crazy things is something that's interesting to you, please make sure to subscribe, hit the bell, because we're going to be doing a lot more of this. We'll still be doing grocery hauls because they're fun, but I really want to make sure that mamas know that you can do what's in you to do. And if that means that you want to be home but you can't, maybe you can. We're going to be having a video coming up. I'm going to be putting out a video pretty soon about how to identify what you can do to work at home, how to find what works within your natural rhythm, what works with the children you have. There are lots of opportunities out there, and there are hundreds and thousands of videos that will tell you, you could blog, you could YouTube, you could be teach English to kids in China, you can do virtual assistant, social media manager. There's lots of things that you can do, but guess what? There's lots of things that you shouldn't do, not because they're not great opportunities, but because they're not great opportunities for you. So part of my doing this is really wanting to help you, empower you to identify what would be a good opportunity for me. How does this work within my natural rhythm? How does this work within my family dynamic? How does this play into the overall intentional picture of the life that I am craving and wanting with my family? That is the goal. So if that is something that you're interested in, I'm actually going to be offering I guess you could say like a freebie, because making a transition like that, transitioning to work at home, or maybe you're home and you are looking at having to go back to work, and that's going to be a big change and challenge for you, there are so many things that you are going to be overcoming and you're going to be doing. You have to know why you want to do it. And if you know why you want to do it, that will help anchor you when the storms of life come and you are being blown and you're tempted to turn back, or you are afraid you're going to go off course, or you're afraid you're just going to get dashed on the rocks. Having that anchor of knowing why you're doing what you're doing will help you to be successful in those endeavors. So that being said, if that is something that you would want or you feel like you could use some help in, leave it in the comments, DM me, find me over on Instagram at Mama Wears Many Hats, DM me there, email me at hello@mamawearsmanyhats.com, and I have a private video for you. It's not going to be up on the regular channel, but it is completely free. By signing up or by requesting this, you are signing up for my email list, but that's really just so as I have more things that come out, I can get that into your hands. Because again, my goal is really to resource moms and help them accomplish what's inside of them. So what I'm offering, or what I'm putting out there, is a video that is all about identifying your why. And you know, it's easy to say, oh, my why is I want to be home with my kids, or if you have to go back to work, my why is I want to provide for my kids. Great whys. Probably not the whys that are going to hold you if things get tough. So go ahead, if you're interested, request that and I will get that video to you and we'll go from there. But mamas, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you listened to my rambling story. I promise as I get better at this, you'll enjoy these more maybe. Maybe not. Maybe I'm not enjoyable. Or maybe I'm random and it's fun. I don't know. We're gonna roll. We're gonna go with it. We're gonna see if it works out. But all that being said, make sure if this is something that you want to know more about, that you hit subscribe, that you like, so I know this is the kind of video that you like. If you like more of these bedroom talks, that sounds really weird. I shouldn't say bedroom talks. If you like more of these chats, these bedside chats, these baby chats, let me know. And because I don't want to just be a voice echoing into the abyss. I want to find my people, and I believe that you're my people. So if you're that, stick around, join us, talk, let's be friends. In case you've never done a YouTube video, just so you know, it is very awkward to end them. It's always like, and... So that being said, thank you for sticking around. Thank you for watching my video and for learning all about the work at home journey. Again, if it's something that you're interested in, let me know. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and make sure to tell me in the comments, what are you doing? Are you a work at home mom? Are you a work in the workplace mom? Are you a career minded, I'm gonna take the world by storm mom? Are you a please help me, my children are holding on to my ankles and I don't know what I'm doing mom? Doesn't matter, we're all here, we're all together. We got you, girl, we got you. And Mila's got you, and he says bye. He says bye.